This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 14th day of November in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Imploring the International Court of Justice to block Venezuela from taking any step to seize control of the Essequibo region through its planned referendum, Guyana, through its agent Carl Greenwich, today told the International Court that the court alone stands between an amicable solution to the border controversy between Guyana and Venezuela and chaos in the region. As hearings on Guyana's application to the court on the Venezuelan planned referendum opened this morning, Guyana told the ICJ that it has placed its trust in the court, and it is now for the court to safeguard Guyana's territorial integrity, pending the outcome of the substantive case regarding the validity of the 1899 arbitral award.
Guyana has not wavered in its trust in the court. It is the only means for achieving a just, final, and binding solution to the controversy between the two parties in accordance with international law. The court alone stands between such a solution and chaos. Chaos that would threaten peace and security for Guyana and for the Caribbean region and beyond.
Through a planned referendum, Venezuela is hoping to secure national support to not only reject the jurisdiction of the ICJ to resolve the controversy, but to annex Guyana's Essequibo region and in effect create a new Venezuelan state. The court heard today that Venezuela has been mobilizing its military resources near the border it shares with Guyana ahead of its planned referendum. Mr. Greenwich told the court that Guyana's right to over 2/3 of its territory is being threatened, and should Venezuela be allowed to continue, there could be irreparable injury, but also permanent loss.
What would become of Guyana's rights to the Essequibo region? These are the rights that Guyana seeks to confirm in this case. The very rights whose existence this court has twice affirmed it has jurisdiction to determine. Once Venezuela creates a new state incorporating this territory and grants Venezuelan citizenship to the population, how will this seizure of Guyana's territory be reversed if, in its judgment on the merits, the court rules that the 1899 award is valid and that Guyana is the lawful sovereign? How will Venezuela's actions be reversed and Guyana's rights to the territory be restored if Venezuela rejects the court's jurisdiction and refuses to recognize the validity of its judgment on the merits?
And he also explained to the court that there is still time to protect the authority of the court and to prevent Venezuela from executing the referendum in its current form.
As I stand here today, Guyana's right to over 2/3 of its territory are threatened not only by irreparable injury, but by permanent loss. As I stand before the court, there is still time to act to protect the authority of the court and to stop Venezuela from carrying out its intended fait accompli before it secures the purported mandate to reject the court as the means of settlement of the dispute over which the court has already determined that it has jurisdiction, before it secures a purported mandate to turn the Essequibo region into the new Venezuelan state of Guyana-Essequibo and incorporate it into the map of Venezuelan territory.
The hearing is taking place at the Peace Palace in The Hague. In March of 2018, Guyana moved to the International Court of Justice to confirm the validity and binding effect of the arbitral award of 1899, which established the boundary between the then British Guyana and Venezuela. In the initial stage of the substantive case before the ICJ, Venezuela questioned the court's jurisdiction to hear and determine the border matter. The court dismissed Venezuela's objection and has moved ahead with the case. The government of Guyana has said it has no doubt of the validity of the arbitral award and the land boundary which Venezuela accepted and recognized as the international boundary for more than 60 years. CARICOM, the OAS, and the Commonwealth have all come out in support of Guyana and have effectively rejected the referendum and Venezuela's claims to Guyana's territory. More news coming up in just a moment.
Lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big. Household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much, much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPSCCU, people helping people.
Let's tell you now that Guyana's legal representatives told the International Court of Justice this morning that there is still time to stop Venezuela, as they laid out evidence before the court of an active plan by the Spanish-speaking neighboring country to unlawfully annex Guyana's Essequibo region. In support of the application for provisional measures to block Venezuela from proceeding with the December 3rd referendum in its current form, Guyana, through its legal team, told a panel of judges at the International Court that the measures would prevent incalculable and irreparable injury. Internationally recognized legal counsel Paul Reichel, who forms part of the battery of lawyers representing Guyana before the ICJ, provided the court with a batch of evidence comprising newspaper articles, video recordings, and statements issued by the Venezuelan president and other top government officials.
Venezuela has made clear that after the referendum, it will count on its armed forces to defend its annexation of its new state of Guyana-Essequibo. Military preparations have already begun. This is a map which shows the location on the Venezuelan side of the international boundary, where Venezuelan armed forces are now constructing a military airfield to carry out the government's plans for the Essequibo region of Guyana. And this is an article from a Venezuelan publication quoting Colonel Juan Gutierrez Ortiz that Venezuela is building a landing strip that, quote, will serve as a logistical support point for the integral development of the Essequibo.
Noting that the planned Venezuelan referendum is a textbook example of annexation, the attorney submitted to the court that unlawful annexation is an infectious disease like polio, which was once thought to have been eradicated but has re-emerged. He said what is different in this particular scenario is that the court has jurisdiction and has enough time to stop the unlawful intended annexation from occurring.
There is no doubt about the court's jurisdiction, let alone prima facie jurisdiction, following the judgment of 18 December 2020, confirmed by that of 6 April 2023. There's no question about the plausibility of Guyana's rights to the territory at issue here. Its rights are based on a unanimous arbitral award, a demarcation agreement signed and ratified by Venezuela, and Venezuela's long-standing acceptance and acknowledgement that the territory belonged to British Guyana. Nor can there be any uncertainty about the irreparable prejudice that would befall Guyana's rights if Venezuela were to unilaterally reject the arbitral award, reject and ignore the court and its judgments, and proceed to formally incorporate the disputed territory into itself.
And underscoring the urgency of the matter, the attorney submitted that in less than 3 weeks, the referendum, if allowed to continue in its current form, could trigger the execution of Venezuela's annexation as planned. He said there is sufficient evidence before the court to issue the provisional measures, which address 3 of the 5 questions listed in the referendum. Mr. Reckler appeared before the court alongside fellow attorney Professor Alain Pellet and Guyana's agent Carl Greenidge. Guyana's Attorney General Anil Nandlal also formed part of the Guyana delegation at the Peace Palace in The Hague. Tomorrow, Venezuela will submit its oral arguments before the court. The ExxonMobil company has announced that it has started production at Payara, which is Guyana's 3rd offshore oil development on the Stabroek Block. With production beginning at Payara, total production will now increase to 620,000 barrels of oil per day. Exxon announced that Prosperity floating production storage and offloading vessel is expected to reach initial production of approximately 220,000 barrels of oil per day over the first half of next year as new wells come online. The additional capacity will be the 3rd major milestone towards reaching a combined production capacity of more than 1.2 million barrels per day on the Stabroek Block by year-end 2027, the company said. President of ExxonMobil upstream company Liam Malone said each new project supports economic development and access to resources that will benefit the Guyanese communities, while also helping to meet the world's energy demand. ExxonMobil said it anticipates 6 FPSOs will be in operation on the Stabroek Block by the year end of 2027. Yellowtail and Uaru, the 4th and 5th projects, are in progress and will each produce approximately 250,000 barrels of oil per day. The company said it is working with the government of Guyana to secure regulatory approvals for a 6th project at Whiptail. Prosperity joins the Liza Unity as 2 of the world's first FPSOs to be awarded the Sustain 1 notation by the American Bureau of Shipping in recognition of the sustainability of its design, documentation, and operational procedures. According to independent research firm Rystad Energy, they are also among the best performing in the world with respect to emissions intensity, outpacing 75% of global oil and gas producing assets. Exxon today also said some 6,000 Guyanese are now supporting the company's Guyana activities in the country, representing more than 2/3 of the local oil and gas workforce. The company and its direct contractors have spent more than $1.2 billion with more than 1,500 Guyanese suppliers since operations began in 2015. President Irfaan Ali has called for a ceasefire and the return of hostages in war-torn countries as Guyana observed Remembrance Day with a wreath-laying ceremony on Sunday. In his address during the commemorative ceremony at the War Memorial, the president said the world is forever indebted to the gallant men and women who sacrificed their lives during World War I and II.
Indeed, their sacrifice was in the cause of peace and freedom. They did not sacrifice so that we may inherit a world in which we have a continuation of wars and conflict.
The president said the least the world can do on Remembrance Day in honor of those who sacrificed their lives is recommit to the restoration of peace globally.
The least the world can do in honor of those who sacrificed ultimately in World War in the 2 world wars, the least the world can do is to return every corner of this world to a position of peace. To return hostages held against their will, and to cease fire on every land in which men, women, and children especially are killed and awakened by the sound of bombs.
President Ali said Guyana remains committed to the maintenance of a peaceful world. He also saluted the men and women who through the years had made similar personal sacrifices in a continuing struggle for human dignity, social justice, and freedom from all forms of oppression, wherever they may exist. President Ali's admonition comes at a time when the world is inflicted by wars. In Gaza alone, 11,000 persons have been killed since Israel began striking Gaza in a direct response to Hamas's attack on the 7th of October, which killed hundreds of Israelis. Guyana's Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips, the Speaker of the National Assembly Milestone, the Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defence Force, the President of the Guyana Veterans Legion, and the Commissioner of Police were among the Guyanese officials who laid wreaths at the Georgetown Cenotaph on Sunday. A number of foreign diplomats also paid their respects.
As you know, we have been experiencing power outages, prolonged power outages that we are totally dissatisfied with.
Right now, we are producing about 10 megawatt below what the peak requirement necessitates.
The truth be told, the pace at which we are growing would require us to double our capacity as quickly as possible. That is why the gas to energy project and the hydroelectric project is so important for us.
Guyana's premier exposition is back. Guy Expo returns to the National Exhibition Center from November 16 to 19. Come and experience a wide range of local products and services, entertainment, food, craft, a children's zone, and more. Bring out the entire family. The expo begins at 6 p.m. on November 16 and at 2 p.m. on the following days. Tickets cost only $500 for adults and $300 for children. For more information, call 219-0087, 219-0089, or visit the website guyexpo.gy. Guy Expo, November 16 to 19, transforming Guyana through investment, innovation, and resilience.
John Lewis Styles is proud to introduce for the very first time their own brand of women's clothing. A line of hand-picked styles and designs of modern and contemporary women's clothing. Fashionable enough for the young. Styles that are timeless, and quality that you're accustomed to. Choose from t-shirts, tops, pants, jackets, shorts, dresses, and even hoodies. So come see our new women's line on Waterloo Street on the 2nd floor. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good. Feed your cravings, shock make rich. You'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos, feed your cravings, you know you want to.
Now it's a party with ping pong.
Police investigators have launched a manhunt for quarantine Berbice resident Sadish Apadu, who was wanted for the murder of his wife Ramona Lalo. The 32-year-old woman's lifeless body was found in her room at the Sunset View Hotel in Kitty on Sunday midday. She was stabbed to death with a bottle, and investigators believe she was also strangled. Sources close to the investigation told news source that the husband and wife were captured on surveillance video checking into the hotel on Saturday evening. The husband was later seen leaving the hotel on Saturday night. He never returned to the hotel. The woman's body was discovered by a staff member at the hotel who became concerned after the couple did not check out of the hotel by midday on Sunday. Family members of the dead woman have since revealed that she was a victim of domestic violence at the hands of the same husband who is now on the run. The woman reportedly moved out of the couple's home recently and traveled to Essequibo to be with her mother. The husband reportedly visited the woman at her mother's home and managed to convince her to travel with him back to Berbice. They opted to spend the night in the city at the Sunset Hotel, and that is where the woman met her violent demise. The police said the wanted man is a taxi driver who drove a Toyota Fielder wagon with registration number HD3071. Anyone knowing his whereabouts is being asked to call 911 or to contact the nearest police station. Police investigators are probing the discovery of the charred remains of a person that was discovered in an abandoned car that was gutted by fire off the Linden-Suslike Highway in the village of Swana. The discovery was made on Sunday afternoon. Investigators suspect the remains are those of missing Bel Air Georgetown resident Nirvana Algu. The woman was reported missing over the weekend, and police investigators said the car that was found is registered in her name. However, due to the remains being completely burnt beyond recognition, investigators intend to await DNA testing before confirming the identity of the body found. The investigation remains open. The Guyana Police Force's Office of Professional Responsibility has launched a probe into the death of a 56-year-old man in the lockups of the Providence Police Station. The man, Lloyd David of Eccles East Bank de Marara, was arrested by the police yesterday afternoon on allegations that he attempted to rape a child. The complaint was filed by his wife. According to the police report, the 56-year-old was booked and initially placed in a cell with two other persons. However, he was moved to another cell by himself after reportedly getting into a fight with one of the other men in the holding facility. The police said less than 30 minutes later an alarm was raised by other persons in the lockups that the man had taken his own life. Police ranks rushed to the cell where they found the man hanging. The police indicated that emergency medical services were contacted, but Lloyd David was pronounced dead at the scene. The police said there were no marks of violence found on his body. Investigations are on their way.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Sorry!
Jack?
Hey!
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th, my NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. You didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, St. Lucia's hosting the 3rd annual meeting of States of the Caribbean Firearms Roadmap, which brings together officials from the Caribbean Community CARICOM and the Dominican Republic. The meeting was organized by the Trinidad-based CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security Impacts and the United Nations Regional Center for Peace, Disarmament and Development in Latin America and the Caribbean, in collaboration with the St. Lucia government. The 2-day event is being funded by the Government of Canada and brings together national officials as well as ministers of security and other high-level representatives from the Caribbean region and the international community to discuss ongoing efforts to combat the illicit proliferation and misuse of firearms and ammunition. American Airlines has unveiled plans to enhance its services within the Caribbean for the upcoming summer 2024, with Antigua being a key beneficiary of this expansion. Commencing on June 5, 2024, American Airlines will introduce a second daily non-stop flight from Miami to Antigua, extending its double daily non-stop service until September 3, 2024. This move is anticipated to meet the growing demand for flights to Antigua and Barbuda during the summer months. Charles Fernandez, Minister of Tourism for Antigua and Barbuda, expressed enthusiasm about this additional service. He emphasized the strategic timing of the second flight, aligning with efforts to boost airlift into the destination and sustain business during the traditional shoulder period. Highlighting the importance of the U.S. market for the destination, the tourism minister mentioned that the visitor arrivals for the region have exhibited growth as of September 2023. Earlier, a doctor at the main hospital in Gaza City, which is short of fuel, said 200 patients had been buried in a mass grave. The U.S. says it has intelligence backing Israel's claim that Hamas has a command center on the Al-Shifa hospital, but Hamas has denied the allegation. Meanwhile, thousands of people sleeping in tents in Gaza face a night of torrential rain. Israel earlier confirmed the death of 19-year-old Noah Marciano, a soldier killed by Hamas during the 7th of October attacks. Israel began striking Gaza after the attacks, in which 1,200 people were killed and more than 200 taken hostage. The Hamas-run health ministry says more than 11,000 people have been killed in Gaza since, of whom more than 4,500 were children. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.